Okay, Defender ZeroPlay mod kit, take one, and the lights just faded outside. Thunderstorm come in. So anyway, when you buy a ZeroPlay kit, this is what you get, either without the handle or with the handle, depending on which kit you buy. You have some 6mm hole shim washers to go on the spigots on the axle, and some 7mm to go on the handle. Okay. We'll deal with the handle later, so push them aside. Now, okay, oh quick, I've got this here. This is the problem that we're solving. There's wear between the spigot and the hole, both sides, and also the handle into the axle. So you can wobble this around, and the actuator's pin, they're not even moving. So in order to get that to move, you have to go more or less full length, end to end, which then starts to wear the, makes the Defender handle noise, and eventually starts to wear everything away. You end up with an axle like that. Okay, anyway, how to fit the kit. It's easier to disassemble. Take your joystick out from the panel and take the leaves off and everything, so you just got bare metal. So, which side does that go? That side, I think. Right, first attempt. On the lever end, we'll put one shim washer, and these are either similar or slightly different thicknesses. That one's a thicker assembly, the bearing's sticking out more. The thin one goes on this end. So you've got a thin assembly and one washer. And on this end we start off with 3 washers. This is like the medium, just under medium fit. So if your metalwork is wider, you'll end up with more needed. Okay, so that's our first guess. You could measure that, and you could measure that if you wanted, but it's easier to do trial and error. Now, inside here, sometimes there's a burr on the inside edge. You can feel it, jagged edge on the inside of the threaded, where the holes are. That causes a problem when we're trying to make a nice, tight sliding fit. What I've done now is put a countersink in the back of these holes, so that when you squeeze it in here, it will rub to get past it, but once you've got it positioned with the holes, it's almost a snap in there. Once you get the holes aligned, there we go. Okay, once they're aligned, then now those burrs aren't rubbing on anything, and you should have a little bit of, you can sort of feel that just a minute bit that it slides around. Oh, that's better. It's clicked again. Okay, and okay, I got it right first go. The number of washers I had, it's a nice. It's easy to move it, but there's pressure on the bearings, which is what we're after, a little bit of preload to make certain there's no sideways movement at all, and it's totally free. Okay, so I'm happy with that. If you weren't happy, you just pull it out again and add more washers in to tighten it up. I'll take them out if you couldn't get it in there. Okay, next you want to is that a fitted handle? Yeah. Okay, so now just prop your handle in and make sure that it's central. That is, if it's not central, also you take your washer out from whichever side and put it on the other side just to shift it sideways. But that looks good. The washers are in 2 different thicknesses. You should be able to feel the difference. It's 0.2 and 0.3 mil. So by jiggling around with it, you can make a 0.1mm change. Okay, so that's now happy with that. So you then do is take your outer housing, slide that on. Sometimes it might be a very tight fit, and it might just squeeze everything in and make it tighten up a bit, but it's still super free. And of course the important thing is that there's clearance between the pin and the housing there. It's designed for 1 to 2 mil clearance. Hoping there's not any variability in the manufacture for that. So, okay. Now do it up. So you have 4 new screws. They may look like this, or they may have larger Allen heads on it, squeeze heads, because these are very small. I might find something bigger. It's very small. I don't know that, so I think it's 2 millimeters. So find the thread. These are 6-32 UNC. Find the hole a bit better. There we go. So just turn it in until it tightens up, and that'll be when it's hitting the plastic. But now what you want to do, now we're going to effectively cut the thread through the plastic on the first go through. So if you just wind it in now, it'll push the plastic out a little bit, possibly first time, before the pressure builds up and it starts to cut. So just put your thumb behind it. You might as well go all the way until you feel it on your thumb. There you go. So we get on that one. It helps line the hole up properly. Aha, for those, okay. Right, let's pretend that wasn't a deliberate mistake. What I've done now is I've cut the threads, but of course, and then you just finish doing them up all the way. But what I forgot, of course, is the handle. If you're going to use a circlip on the end, which is the standard way, you can't really do that at this stage, unless you're very dexterous. So, okay, I've cut the thread, so what I would do now is take those screws back out, mount the upper housing into my control panel, put the handle through everything, and put the circlip on, and then put the lower housing on, put these screws back in, and you're done, mounted to the panel. Okay, and then put your leaf assembly, switch assembly on. Okay, quick word about the fit of the handles. At the moment I'm still playing around between what I call a jam fit, where you just jam this into there, it's on a slight taper, and you push it in so tight that it doesn't turn anymore, and that's a lovely fit, but it's non-standard. So what I've also been doing is trying to make it so it's optional. I do it so you can jam it in, or this isn't an example of that, but by putting a washer above the axle in here, you lift it out a bit and you get a nice smooth turn. Then you take that washer out and push it in further and get the washers underneath, and that makes a jam fit. So, but you may have chosen to have just a smooth precision fit handle. So again, there's no play at all sideways in that. It's just perfectly sized and a smooth turn. So that's like original but better. Okay, I think that's it. Cut.